Hi, welcome to Mental Health Monday Check-ins with Jamie Lynn. I am Jamie Lynn. So this week I'm going to dive in and be very specific with what we talk about. This video is for women who are post-childbirth women who have had babies, whether that's a cesarean section or vaginally. This week I'm here to talk to you, and I'm here to get you to talk to the other moms in your life as well. We're not talking enough about our bodies and what happens. I'm not going to get super descriptive, so anyone can listen to this. If you've got a woman in your life that's about to give birth or that has just given birth and maybe you want to tune in, it's okay. We're going to be safe here. But we need to be talking about what happens. I feel like it doesn't get spoken about on TV. I don't see much online. I've not come across too many blogs that are really real conversations about women talking about what happens, because I'm going to be honest, it kind of sucks. I am so grateful for the children that I have. I've got two beautiful children. I'm really grateful. I do not want to come across as being ungrateful for the fact that I've been able to birth my children. The part that sucks, though, is nobody really talked to me about what was going to happen to my body after I had them. And that has been a huge source of mental health, not just for me, but for many women everywhere. And the more I've been talking about it lately with my girlfriends, more of them are like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said something, because nobody talks about this. Okay, so recently I had an appointment because of my bladder. I have some bladder problems. You push out two kids, you do all that pushing and things are going to shift and they're going to move. And we're not talking about it. And even when I go to my doctor's appointments, for a while I would mention it and it was just brushed aside as, oh, that's part of life. No, it's not part of life. It's not okay. I shouldn't have to worry about peeing myself constantly. My husband jokes that I joke about it. My 8-year-old likes to tell us every time she farts, and it drives me crazy. And the other day when we had Snowmageddon, we went sledding and I went down the hill and I was like, oh, I peed myself. And he looked at me, he's like, that's why she tells us every time you fart, is because you have to tell us every time you pee yourself. And I was really embarrassed, but he was right. And I really shouldn't be embarrassed because I'm not alone. I've talked to some family members and I'm starting to talk to my friends, and I'm not the only woman out there that's going through this. And we need to talk about that. Not just that, but all the other changes. I know that your breasts can change, whether you breastfeed or not. There's going to be some changes that happen there. My mom didn't tell me about those things. My mom had a really great relationship with me about my body when I was really young, and then was always there to answer questions when I had them. But we didn't talk about every little thing that happens. And I'm not saying that that's something that we need to do with our children and our young girls and boys. Don't go tell them all the details. But as they hit that age where they do start to become parents, we need to know and not find out and feel shame. I think that's been the biggest part, is that there's that association of shame and why people aren't talking about it because it's private. No, we're human beings. We grew a human being in our bodies for about 9 months, 9 to 10 months, some a little less, some a little more. My daughter was like 41 and a half weeks. Some have their kids prematurely, but it still changes your body. I mean, you're growing a human life inside of you. Your organs shift and they move. Some women experience a heavy weight gain. Some hardly gain any at all and become really anemic and sick. And these are things that you might not have had a problem with before becoming pregnant. But now all of a sudden your hormones are changing, your weight is changing, your skin changes. Nobody told me about melasma. It's where you get this discoloration. I had it with my daughter. I had it all across my forehead and it was like, is it a bad sunburn? What is that? No, it was part of being pregnant and having a baby. Fortunately, I had a really good skincare routine and it's gone now. But then with my 2-year-old, now I have it on my neck and it's like, what is this? It's melasma. Have you ever heard of it? I bet you haven't. I bet you've not heard of that term before. Go look it up and find that you're a normal person if you've gotten it after childbirth or after carrying a baby. What else? Hair loss. I didn't realize that you could lose your hair. With my daughter, I lost a lot of hair. I would be washing my hair and it would just kind of come out. With my son, I lost hair very specifically, like, oh, you can still kind of see it right in there. I lost my hair, and then the same on the other side. And I found a really good growth serum that's really helped fill it in. But man, I did not want to put my hair up. I actually cut bangs for a while to hide my hair loss because I'm only in my 30s. I shouldn't be losing my hair. My mom has all her hair. My dad, most of his hair. but I shouldn't have that. But nobody told me that that was part of the hormonal changes that were going to happen to my body after having kids. These crazy things. So anyways, yes, I'm a little worked up. I'm really passionate about this. What I'm really passionate about is mental health and talking about it. And this is just one of those topics that so many people think is taboo and we shouldn't say out loud. And I just think that's wrong. I think we need to talk about it more. I think we need to prepare our young women and our men who are going to be going through this process oftentimes with their partners. We need to prepare for that. And when I say that, I'm not just saying, you know, a heterosexual couple having babies. No, I mean all couples that have babies. Or if you're a single mom choosing to have a baby on your own, you're going to go through some changes. And I want to encourage you to talk about that with whomever that person is in your life, whether that's your partner, your spouse, a family member, a friend, whomever. Talk to them about your shame and your fears. And if you are a parent, if you are a mom who has gone through this, talk to the other moms in your life. Talk to the young moms. I promise you, they are not going to cringe. They are going to be so grateful when you start talking about these things. I'm going to talk about this really quickly. My bladder is a hot mess. And I've started talking about it on Facebook, and I found out I have so many other mom friends that are in the same boat, and we're all talking about what we are doing, what's worked, what's not worked, so that we can take better care of ourselves. Because if I know something, if I don't know what I don't know it. It's not my wisest statement I've ever made, but you know what I mean, right? Anyways, moms, let's start talking to each other. Let's be open about the crazy, amazing, and gross things that happen to our bodies when we have babies. We need to make these normal conversations. We need to get rid of the fear and the shame that comes with it, because all of us are going to go through some sort of physiological change related to childbirth. All of us who have children. That's my message this week. Talk to those mom friends in your life. We are not okay, y'all. These changes are crazy. Are they worth it? I would say my kids are absolutely worth it. And I would love to have a third if I could convince my husband that we're not too old. So I would go through it all over again. But dang, those changes are crazy. Just keeping it real. I'll see you guys next week.